broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV's Grimm After Show. It's the season finale!
Yay!
Awesome. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but aw. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. If you haven't done so already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzz TV to subscribe to this and all of the shows here at AfterBuzz. You can also find us on iTunes, SoundCloud. Be sure to rate and comment. Okay. And throughout the show, throughout the week, throughout the summer, I guess,
Yeah.
you can tweet at us. You can tweet at me specifically at that Zach Wilson, and you can also just make sure to use the hashtag ABTVGrimm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me introduce my fantastic panel, who is all here.
Yay!
No life model decoys today.
As far as you know.
So
To my left.
Hey guys, I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me on Twitter at TauriJ. It's Taurijay.
Hey guys, Yael here. You can find me online at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL.
And hello, I'm Dillon Chance. You can find me on Twitter at Dillon Chance. That's DILLONCHANCE.
Nice.
That was so smooth.
Yeah.
Now, it's over, guys. Season 4 is over. Not the panel. We're just getting started. But yeah, this is episode 422, Cry Havoc.
Cry Havoc.
And we open up on a very ominous quote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
I'm gonna miss that over the summer. You reading random stuff in that voice. It's gonna be great.
Don't worry, I'll just start calling you at random, and you'll answer, hello? Whatever for thou art. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now.
Kraft
Just tweet
macaroni.
random quotes for
Guys,
us.
tweet me random things to like call Yael with.
No, I want to
please.
see the video. Like, tweet the video.
I'll do it. I'll do
Okay.
it. If you guys tweet me things to randomly tell Yael, I'll do it over the summer. Just use the hashtag
great
ABTVGrimm
summer.
and I'll do it.
Great summer.
But let's talk about this episode.
Okay.
Well, first reactions, guys. This was a action-packed finale.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Who's starting?
Yeah.
I'll
Overall
start.
reaction.
I thought it was really interesting. I loved a lot of the character stuff. I liked that you hung out with the king a lot more, and you got to see a lot of Diana's growth. Because like when we first left her, she was a itty bitty baby, and now she's like this super duper cute / creepy kid. So, I mean, I just loved all that stuff. Yeah, I have other things to say, but I'll save them for when
And they
we're
did
talking
give us
about
a quick, oh, look how much she's grown. She is special.
Yeah.
I liked this episode a lot. It was really good. It was a great finale. I was smiling from the beginning till the end.
And we'll get into why in a little bit.
It was really fun, really action-packed. It's what we want from Grimm. There wasn't a story of the week. We have all this other stuff to deal with. Let's deal with it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it. I love the creepy king. He is so he's like, if I were a dude, that's how creepy it is. Right? Because if I were a dude, all of my comments would be inappropriate.
When he meets Juliet, I've always had a fond
Yeah.
for
I
Hexen.
like Hexen beasts.
You are so beautiful.
Yeah, it was creepy. We got some awesome kick-ass trouble.
Yeah.
We got
I cannot wait. I want a Trouble spinoff so bad, and I want it to be on Netflix so it can be dark.
No, see, I don't want a Trouble spinoff.
Yeah.
I just want Trouble around on the main show.
I just want a dark, like evil,
Even
gritty
Trouble
show.
says in this episode, I never should have left.
Yeah, agreed.
And everyone in the audience is just going, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you leave?
Yeah. She had stuff to do.
I mean, we did get confirmation that Josh is okay.
I like that too. What happened to Josh? Where's Josh? he's fine.
Yeah.
Real quick. Okay.
I guess we could, you know what, as I say that, actually, that's not really confirmation.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
be in all, like, we don't know what, we now realize we don't know what Trouble's been up to.
Yeah. She's been up to trouble.
You get out.
I'll fight you for that.
Somebody mute her mic.
Nope.
Sorry, James in the chat roll says, you're not that creepy, Yael. Challenge accepted, James. Challenge accepted.
You don't know what you have
unleashed this day.
You only see a little bit of Yael
You see a
on these.
censored
Yeah.
Yael.
She's
Thanks,
like, I always
guys.
had a thing
But yeah,
for
so-
Sauber beasts.
But let's start. Let's start. I want to know what you guys thought of just Nick's whole plot line through this episode, because this is rampage Nick. This is just like, we're gonna get them, we're gonna corner them, I'm gonna kill somebody today. We've never really seen Nick that bloodthirsty before. Like, he's wanted to stop people and it's usually to protect someone. He's perfectly willing to kill somebody, but it's never just in cold blood. And to this episode, he went out of his way. He's like, all right, we're going to frame this guy for murder, then we're going to arrest him, then we're going to take him away out of the city into a little place. We're going to just dump him in a warehouse, and then I'm going to kill him.
But it's not like Kendall was innocent.
No.
You know?
Kendall.
That's what everyone's calling
Yeah,
him.
that's what everyone's
Yeah.
calling him. He looks like I totally get it.
He
I
does.
See it.
He
so
probably was
pretty.
the original model for the Kendall.
He also is like, I say it every week that he's so freaking tall. But
Yeah.
seeing him fight Nick.
And being like a whole head above
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
Nick, just stay low. Stay
He
low.
did. At one point, he like punched him in the knee.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, there you go.
He kept knocking him down so that the height would be equal.
Right.
It was really great.
Smart fighting. Like, if your
Yeah.
guy's hard, you punch him in the thighs so that he falls.
I thought
Noted.
Nick was pretty bloodthirsty, but he's still not to the level that I want him to be.
Right.
He was like 10. I want him to go to 11. I want him to just run around with an axe and a machete and just start slicing heads like Trouble.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean,
I had kind of expected him to run back into that place. I know they were outnumbered them greatly, but I kind of just thought he would go into some kind of crazy grim rage and just
Right.
murder everyone.
Hashtag Grim Rage.
But I guess I'm too bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
That might be
just
my
the right
problem.
amount. I like that he was pushed to be more like things that usually would have taken him a whole episode to figure out. Kind of just took the first half, and he was able to be with his plans. Like, he figured out that, you know, Juliet had framed his mom, not framed, but set her up, and he like put together that super elaborate plan that you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have taken 2 episodes spanned, but he was just like, no, here's what we're gonna do. And I like Nick when he's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I think that's what the original Grimms were, is that level of cleverness without the added layer of having to deal with the cop stuff because he wants to do it correctly.
Yeah, well, that's what makes Nick different than most Grimms, is
Right.
that he's like, I want to do this the right way. It's not just about these people are vested. It's about justice. It's
Right,
about
right.
doing the right thing. And
Because think about
yeah.
Trouble. She's like, someone's following me? Let me hide in the shadows. Vogue? Okay, done.
Yeah.
Done. Like,
I mean,
this is...
to be fair, if you're gonna profile, Hoonjagers tend to be pretty
Yeah.
evil in this show.
hey, don't be vesist.
It's fair. It's fair. I think it would qualify as racist.
Next
Yeah.
season, we need to meet a nice Hoonjager.
I just want to work on these vintage dolls, guys.
It's like Monroe's just like counterpart.
Yeah,
but
right?
But a Hoonjager. I'm a vegetarian. I like to work on antique dolls and toys.
Yeah.
We're like, Monroe's like, I don't trust this guy.
I don't like
Something off about him.
Think about going vegan next week.
Don't go vegan, Monroe. we are already like pushing it with the vegetarian thing.
Right.
Anyway, so they go this. They're basically trying to hunt down the king at this point. They've gotten Kenneth, and they need to kill people.
Yeah.
I guess.
Can I talk about Kenneth for a second?
Yeah, please.
You
I
gonna
fe-
eulogize him?
Huh?
Eulogize him.
Yes. Kenneth was a man. He was tall and he had a British accent, and that's all we knew about him. And that's my issue, actually. That's what I wanted to talk about, is that, like, I was hoping that there was going to be some more development as to why he is the way he is. Like, maybe he's been trying to get the king's favor, or he's, like, another bastard son of the king or something like that. But, like, in the end, he was just a sadistic dude. And I guess I wanted more about that. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think he had proper development? Do you think that he
all
was
we knew about him was he was the king's nephew, right?
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, though. Yeah. Why was...
I got the sense that he was sort of trained to be like more of an enforcer. Like, so he's a cousin, effectively,
Right.
of the royal family.
Yeah.
That sort of puts him like in very high favor with the king and with all the core royal family, but he's still technically outside. So they would trust him with like only the most they would trust him with the most sensitive tasks.
Because he's still family.
Right.
But you're right. I would love to know more about his side of the family. I think that that's something we're gonna get next season, just because he was killed.
Right.
Like inevitably, I think from what happened here, we have to now see more of the royals. Like we're slowly getting more and more of it. The fact that like
Is Sean the king now?
That was a question that was definitely asked in the chat.
well,
room.
let's talk about that, because while we're talking about the royals, obviously at the end of this episode, the king gets pushed out of a helicopter.
By who?
I don't know, Yael.
Unnamed.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Meisner Watch 2015 comes to an
Glorious
epic
end.
close.
He finally came back.
I've been
Yeah.
holding that in, guys. He's back. He needs a haircut. There are some theories on his return. Are we interested in the theories? Yes? No? Anybody?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you guys were all in. 'cause
No.
I'm in.
Theories can suck it.
Yeah.
No.
So Michael Berry on Twitter was talking to me about his theory that Meisner has been in communication with Kelly, and that he was asked if anything. This is all Michael's theory, that if anything were to happen to Kelly, he would be there to make sure that Diana's okay.
That's a cool theory.
It makes a lot of sense as to how he knew where to be and why and how.
Yeah, it fits. Especially he couldn't have really worked his way into the royal family like undercover because they know who he is.
Right.
Because we got that name check a few weeks back.
Beautiful name check.
But it that does make sense because he's still part of the resistance. And Kelly is sort of on the fringe of the resistance.
I
like
think he's on the fringe of the resistance. He's
Is he?
Yeah, I thought he's available to the highest bidder.
Yeah, he's a merc.
Yeah.
Nice.
he was a merc, but I got the sense that after the whole thing with Adalind, he was like in with the resistance. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that he's available.
He's like Han Solo.
Yes, that's a great comparison. In that he was just out for himself, and he got
Right.
hired in this job, and then he found true love.
But then I think that Kelly hired him because he's available and she's paying. Like,
Hired
that's
him,
what I think.
or I think I would actually go so far as to say like he did it of his own accord because he cared.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
liked that baby, remember?
Especially just the way that
did.
look at the
Phrasing.
end, the connection that the two of them, because there's this like I know that Diana at like when she's able to form memories is not gonna was not with Meisner for any of that time, but because of her crazy magic powers,
Yeah.
I think she knows that there is a connection there. She knows that he saved her.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what those little flashbacks. And just it was partially because they don't trust us to remember Meisner.
We remember Meisner, guys. Do I remember Meisner? Whew. He's got some-
your Twitter yelling campaign.
Guys, this is when you
worked.
want a character to come back. All you got to do is not shut up about it, as long as they're still alive.
And the writers are just like, oh no.
Shut
What
up.
floodgates have we opened?
I'm sure that I'm blocked from the Grimm writers on Twitter. They're like, oh, mute this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Lydia Sobrero says, now Meisner needs to be frozen in Vess and Carbonite just to make fangirl rage. But no, I think the way that he is back, I think we'll get him for at least an extended period of time next season.
I like this theory from Mr. Goku Jr. That baby was a sleeper agent. She and Meisner planned it all.
Nice.
I think so.
I think that might be a little bit of a stretch, but I will say that I wasn't sure up to that point what to think of Diana, because she was so quiet and just she still is, but like she's expressive now. The only thing we got after Kelly died was "Where's my mommy?" She said that and then was deadpan. And I know it's a kid, but like I think that was intentional.
Yeah.
On the part of the show, she was just deadpan, like following along with everything. Until that moment where that she's like sitting in her little like princess clothes that the king made her wear,
which is creepy.
It's weird. Put her in some proper clothes. And then he's like, "Isn't this a nice castle?" Push. No.
Yeah.
You're bad at this, Grandpa.
Dream big, Grandpa. Dream big.
Let me show you how it's done. Glowy eyes.
So why is it we know that Vesson kind of vogue when they hit puberty, right? Like that's when they start going through the changes.
In most cases, yes, but there are other ones where it happens younger.
But she doesn't vogue. She just glowy eyes.
She's special.
Because this is a unique. Her being royal and Hexenbeast and having gone through that insane process makes her completely unique.
I think that we could get some nice answers because of this child now.
I think next year, next season will be the right time to do it, because we didn't have, there was no time or place where that was a necessary aside to get those answers.
Well, I actually kind of was hoping that Nick would kind of beat it out of Ken, like, why are the rules so special?
No, we know that Nick doesn't know how to ask the right questions.
He doesn't know.
Nick's really bad at asking questions.
Mr. Goku says that maybe Diana is controlling Meisner's mind. And that he is her puppet.
Nah.
And if that's the case, then she's definitely going to put him and his mom together.
It's interesting that he says that, because that's what I thought was going on until he took the helmet off. When it's just the helicopter pilot gets up and just like walks over fairly mechanically to the king, and it's just like cut, door, push. Yeah. I thought it was Diana. I thought Diana was doing it.
It reminded me of the leather slabs from Doctor Who in Smith and Jones, when Tennant meets Martha. The leather slabs. Somebody in the chat room is gonna be like, "Oh yeah, the leather guys, the motorcycle guys."
I think I remember what you're talking about.
They just reminded me of them.
Right. Oh yeah. But yeah. So like then when he takes,
you got me.
But when Meisner took the helmet off, I first of all I heard Yael swoon.
Yeah, we all did
across town,
across all of Los Angeles.
And then but I think that he was there. He probably killed the pilot and or the two of them, and he has a partner.
Oh yeah.
And knew what the helicopter was doing and was there to get Diana back. So I like the theory that he was somehow working with Kelly. I think that fits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there are more theories, but I'll wait till we predictions.
Yeah. But so we have that whole creepy thing. Is we're assuming the king is just dead, right?
I mean, somebody asked if the king can swim. I'm gonna find it.
I mean, I don't think that's the issue so much as the fall.
I mean, the other question was, can he fly? Those are questions people are asking.
I mean,
we don't know.
Can royals fly?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know.
That could be their power. That's why they're.
I love the moment where she shows him his skull, like this, like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Lydia says she heard me from Arizona.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
I hope all of the U.S. heard me. I'm gonna be honest.
Your neighbors are not happy.
They're fine. Onas says, I bet the first thing Meisner is going to do when he sees Adalind is be like, seriously, pregnant again, and it's still not mine. I like that a lot.
But he's such a cool guy. He's like, I'll raise that baby too.
Before we move too far away from the king, I want to bring up one.
We're talking about the king?
We were.
Yes.
Sorry.
I know we're gonna have to keep coming back from talking about Meisner with you, Yael.
held it in.
But talking about the king, I want to bring up this one point because there's one moment where the king goes, "This is King Frederick von," and then he cuts him off. Like, that's enough. Do you think that was just a joke because like they have some pretty long names in that family?
Yeah.
Or was he cutting him off? Because in the moment, I thought he was cutting him off for like a reason, like don't say my last name.
I thought it was like maybe do those titles end with like a city so like you can kind of pinpoint them.
Sometimes they do.
So maybe if he just stopped him like don't say my name or point out my city or whatever.
Right. So it'd be like Frederick von Hammerstein of Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
shut it.
I also thought that they were trying to hide something.
Yeah, I thought they were just hiding it.
So it'll be. Do you guys have any theories?
At this point, I was waiting.
I like
for
this.
Meisner.
I like the city theory.
Yeah. I mean, well, it would be the name and this, or whatever. Just more information. Just cut it off.
Right. I mean, I guess I could see it that way. I could also see it that like everyone in the room has met him except for the child who doesn't care about his name.
Well, Juliet was in there too.
Right, but no, I guess it was her first time meeting
Yeah.
him. But she also doesn't matter to him as much. He was going to give her his last name in bed.
Yeah, it was.
But I could also see it being like his last name is probably very significant in the events. Like maybe we've heard it before, and it's a way of connecting us to something that's already happened.
I have to think that it somehow is wherever he's. If it is the location type thing, or something else with his name, may be connected to how we could find the keys that the Royals have because I have to think the keys are going to be important next season. They've made sure to remind us that they exist. We know that there's one unaccounted for and that the Royals have the bulk of them.
So Corey Weston in the chat roll says, Bitsy said in a Facebook Q&A a week ago that the Royals wouldn't be around much longer. So it appears that maybe the Royals are done, at least for the time being.
I don't buy it. One, because the writer's room hasn't congregated yet. They'll still be on break.
Okay.
So they won't have broken next season. I don't
Fair
expect
enough.
the Royals to go away. It's too. I guess we could maybe hold off for a bulk of like the first part of the season.
Right.
Maybe not the Royals specifically, but maybe their like institution that they have built. We will be dealing with that.
Right.
Yeah, there's too many tracks laid at this point
Yeah.
for it to go away for too long.
Yeah, and she could have also been referring to the Royals that we are currently dealing with because they're all gone.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
Victor's just back. I guess
Victor
Victor's
would be the king. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So Victor is king. That's the other thing is like you can't ignore the fact that we just murdered the king
Right.
for too long because people are gonna be like, hey, can we talk about like can somebody like bring up what's happening there? Because I feel like a king dying is important.
Because the king, he's still like royal and a king in the rest of the world, not just in the Grimm world, right? Like
I don't know.
Because
They
when-
haven't really established
when
that.
Eric died, they said like a royal prince was murdered.
Did
on
they?
the
Oh,
news.
that's right. That's right. They did. So yeah, I guess that he is considered. He is like public royalty.
Yeah.
So it has to be a big deal if they let it be known to the public.
Meisner was responsible for Eric's death as well.
Yes.
Yes.
He has now killed 2 of them.
He's the Kingslayer.
Yes,
Nice.
yes,
Well
he
done,
is.
sir. Well done.
I love it. That was great.
All right. So
Wait, who does that make me? I don't like where this is going. Nope. You got it.
I just connected it.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Thanks.
There you go.
I was hoping.
But so speaking of just we talked a little bit about Nick killing Kenneth.
Yeah.
I like that he had his little weapon, one of the ones that survived.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We brought up basically like a couple things that we've name checked recently. The ogre poison was used to do the other big death in this episode.
You know what ticked me off was all of that Trouble walking around with that big spiked club thing, and she's like on her shoulder, and she's looking all awesome. She's like beating in her hand. She's like, "Yeah, what weapon you using?" And she's like just getting off. She uses it for like 2 seconds, and then she throws it on the ground and runs off. And I'm like, "Wait!"
She dropped it like it was like a one-use item.
I was like, "Man, I was hoping she would beat every guy in this place with that."
This is empty.
She decided, you know what? This is really, really heavy. I'm just going to use my machete.
Yeah,
Like,
she used all her strength just doing this.
holding it on her back. I mean, it's really heavy.
It had the weapon had low durability. See,
Nice.
Bree Brown,
Shut up.
Bree Brown in the chat roll is asking who Victor is. Just in case anybody's forgotten, Victor is Sean's half-brother, son of the king. He is a prince. He was played by
Alexis Denisoff,
Thank you.
who had to leave the show because he's on Finding Carter.
Oh, is that what it is?
I also cover. Yeah.
Nice.
That's as soon
That'll
as he
do it.
left, I was like, oh, that's right, Finding Carter's coming back.
I mean, I liked that we got Kenneth out of that. I thought he was a good character.
You would.
He was a fun character. Like, he's not positive character, but
Right.
he did good things for the show.
Yeah, he was I would argue, the first formidable foe that they faced.
Yeah, you felt like he was a real. I always felt like Victor was like kind of threatening, but like we don't.
Victor was
we
not.
could
Yeah.
we could take him down like pretty easy. But Kenneth, like, I thought Kenneth, like, he won effectively. He died like because he was an idiot and like didn't secure. Like, didn't think, like, oh, maybe I should secure the Grimm that's, like, been causing tons of problems and has, like, killed the, like, epic, like, guards that the Vesson Council or then the Grimm and the Reapers have sent. Somebody I need to focus on killing.
Yeah.
We'll just let it be in there.
Yeah.
And
well, he tried, but I think Trouble threw him off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
she was
fair.
a surprise.
either way, Kenneth
Trouble's
was
always a surprise.
Yeah.
Kenneth was able to
Yes.
Kenneth was able to pull off the main thing he had to do.
Right.
Yes.
Except that he didn't account for Meisner.
No one accounts for Meisner. He's amazing.
Trouble and Meisner are both like aces up the sleeve, just waiting.
They are aces.
Play it. All right.
I think they're aces.
What about a Trouble and Meisner spinoff?
I don't like it.
Just keep them on the main
jealous?
show.
Yes.
Stop spin-offs. No, we just keep them
We
around.
just want them here.
Well, I just feel like there's too many people.
Well,
No.
speaking of too many people, like let's talk about the big cliffhanger ending. Juliet comes back. I thought she got on the helicopter, but like then we see obviously she didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
She comes back into the house and like basically like lets herself get held by Nick. Like she wants to. Do you think she was just wanting to see if he would kill her and she was going to stop him if she needed to, or did she really want him to kill her?
I think she kind of really wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a part of, because that whole time with the kid and looking at the king, you could tell she was like, oh man, I feel bad. Like,
Yeah.
her like humanity came back out and was like, oh man, I'm a pretty evil person. And so I think she kind of was just like, you know what, just do it. Just kill me.
Right.
If you can.
Yeah. Like,
And then, oh, you can't? Okay. Well,
I mean, yeah, I think that she saw it as one of them has to die. Either she dies by his hands or she kills him and it allows her to move on. So, like, he was her last link to humanity, which she seemed to be battling that whole time.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah. And then of course, but now she's gonna kill Nick. When Trouble bursts in and says, "Oh hell no!"
She did
Crossbow.
not say, she did not
I
say
think she
that.
did that.
No.
I remember that.
I didn't hear that.
I heard it.
Maybe I was
she
thinking about
She didn't
Meisner.
say it out loud.
It was
but
implied.
Yeah.
You know, first arrow was hell, second arrow was no.
I have an idea.
And that's what
And I
last week in chat I said, I want Trouble to kill Juliet.
Well, hold on. Yeah. Well,
Okay. So what if, and I don't know if this is too prediction-y, but it's a theory.
look, it's the finale. There's
yeah.
gonna be lots of predictions.
Okay. So what if, because first off, I want everyone who was like, oh, we should kill Juliet to feel guilty, right? You should all feel guilty.
Yeah.
I agree with y'all.
Thank you. But what if last time we saw them fake kill Renard and the spirit of Jack left him? So now that they have killed Juliet, in theory, the spirit of her Hexenbeast leaves.
No, because it's not a spirit. It wasn't a demon.
Whatever. It would be a nice way to fix the problem.
That's too. I don't like that. I don't like when shows kill people and then they're back, magic powers.
Yes,
And it fixed everything.
But I will just put this out there. I don't think that she died. Like,
I don't think
first
so
of all,
either.
we didn't see her die. By in the world of Grimm, unless they're really dead, like dead,
their head is not
like their
connected to
head
their
is in a
body.
box, they're not necessarily dead.
That said, I have a theory about that as well.
I think it's
Two crossbow bolts and blood coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
well, the ogre poison will knock her down for sure, but I think as soon as her system processes that out, I think that the powerful Hexenbeast,
But Nick was
part
crying.
of her.
Yeah, he thinks that
He
she's
thinks
dead.
she's dead, but I'm saying like, and she may like fall into like a coma of some kind
Again?
while the ogre. Look, I'm theorizing here.
Yeah.
I'm swinging. But if the poison gets into her, the Hexenbeast in her is so powerful, she may be like, once it processes and like does its thing, she may just like be able to use her powers to heal because she's incredibly powerful. I doubt that poison is really enough, and those arrows were not like one of them was near her jugular, but it didn't hit her heart, it didn't hit her brain.
I thought one was in the heart.
Nah, it could have been a shoulder.
It was too high.
A little.
I would argue. I mean, I would still argue that having arrows go through her could definitively kill her, especially if we're acting under the belief that a gargoyle falling on Adalind could have killed her. So under that respect, they are pretty mortal. I mean, they have these powers, but it doesn't necessarily make them immortal.
Yeah.
So, like, if I were to stab Adalind in the neck, I think she'd die.
Well, we saw it happens to Kenneth.
But that's Adalind right now or Adalind normal, like Adalind with her powers.
With her powers.
Okay, maybe. They
did it to what's her face, Henrietta.
Oh, yeah.
Slit her throat.
Yeah.
Done.
But Juliet is a different level. Why
would they keep that a secret from Nick? Because he knew trouble was there.
keep what a secret?
That they were going to use some kind of poison and knock her out. And
I don't think they kept that a secret.
Well, I mean, going on your theory of...
Oh, no, not
because
that
he was crying. Like, why would...
Not that they did that intentionally. I'm
Oh.
saying, like, this is just part of her being a, like, homemade Hexenbeast.
Oh, I see.
Which is, like, extra powerful. I think that she... Because they put the ogre poison... He knew about the ogre poison. Like, they were like, this will take down anything. And they shot her with it, but I don't know that it's going to be enough, is basically what I'm saying. I think that she could come back. I don't think she's going to come back as Juliet, like... True Juliet.
Truly,
but she could.
I like that.
But she could. I would love her to come back as a villain, like
Juliet the White.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. But I stand by what I've said the past few weeks, that evil Juliet is a compelling character, and I love the idea of somebody who is occasionally like dips back into that, like, these are people that I care about, but then as soon as like she's faced with it, she just like launches into this dark place. I think there's a lot of great storytelling that could come from that, and I don't want to lose it, and I don't want to lose Bitsy Tog on this show because she's been a great part of it.
I will say, I personally don't believe Bitsy's going anywhere,
Yeah.
especially because she's dating David. Sorry to say it, but I feel like politics play.
Part of me, like, I always think about that, like, when you know that, like, two cast members on a show did, like, what would it be like, you get to work one day, you're like, okay, so today what you're gonna do is you're gonna slam your girlfriend up against this wall and choke her.
Yeah, I thought about that when I was watching that scene. I was like, ooh, that's gonna be rough to go home to. She actually did say she got hurt during that scene.
Oh,
and
really?
that was one of the first shots that they did that day. So the rest of the day doing all of the other stuff, she was like, oh, ow, I had like a headache and like hurting. And then I was like, oh, now I feel bad.
Yeah, try going home winning an argument with your girlfriend after you hurt her, choking her
On
at
set,
work.
yeah.
I was acting.
It's not a great excuse. So, anyway,
Yeah.
the other quick plot line that we got in this that we did some quick wrapping up of was Sean and Jack.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like a reminder, like, yeah, we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And they kept piling up bodies throughout this episode. And I'm like, there's so many people that you could just be like, it was that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
They beheaded the Hoonjager. I was like,
Yeah,
it was that guy.
Yeah, I thought it would have been easy to go for that guy,
Especially
too.
because they said, like, the woman said 3 guys took him away. And I was like, great, the 3 guys took him away and beheaded him. Awesome, problem solved.
But then you open up, all right, we got to find those 3 guys.
We'll never find them. Move on.
I will say that the cops were particularly inept. They're like, I mean, we got all these leads and stuff, but I don't know what to do, guys. Like,
Yeah, one of them was wearing a police uniform, but
It
he
was
was probably
probably
just like,
security.
yeah, probably just security.
Also, he's like 6 foot something, 6'4", 6'5", your height.
yeah.
They stopped just shy of saying your height.
Yeah.
You know, built a little bit like you if you were British.
Yeah.
You with a British accent. No? Okay.
Oh, I don't know what you talk. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. I like this ending for it. It was a good wrap up. It was a good use of Kenneth. Like if you're gonna have to use one of these people, it might as well be Kenneth.
Yeah.
I also appreciate, because I have been harping on how freaking tall he is, that like it played into it. I was like, oh, clever. Very clever.
Well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then some of the other just like loose things we have in this episode, Adalind and Bud still chilling out.
So
Yeah.
at the end, when they like, you know, they're like, Monroe-Rosalee, you can go home, it's safe, and Adalind, you stay here with Bud. We're not gonna ask Bud if that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, his
Like,
family's coming home
Yeah,
soon.
you're talking about
Yeah.
long-term stuff, and his wife's gonna get home. Who is this very attractive blonde woman
who's
staying in our
pregnant?
house? Yeah, this pregnant blonde woman
Yeah.
staying in our house
But
that I'm probably not allowed to ask questions about.
I mean, ain't nobody believing that Bud did anything with that. I'm just saying.
How dare you?
That is
hey,
mean.
he's charming and all, but I've seen Adalind and she's out of his league.
I would say that
I
if
agree.
Adalind needed, for whatever reason, to use Bud, she could easily.
Okay, the day Adalind sleeps with Bud, I'm done.
But with Adalind, I'm still like I know I might be the only person doing it. I'm totally shipping Adalind.
Adalind.
You're not the only one. The chat roll was going crazy. I lost the chat roll because our internet sucks in here. But
I've still got it.
all right, well, the chat roll was going crazy. Everybody's super a fan of that. But guys, Meisner's back, so shut up.
Well, that's what's gonna be great about it is like the like what does she do? Because she starts to like feel a little bit for Dick. Like,
No.
first of all, when they were like, "Where's Adalind gonna stay?" I'm like, "Go home with Nick at the very minimum. She can stay in Trouble's old room and protect your child, Nick."
But Trouble needs that room.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
It's a big house.
They don't have 3 bedrooms.
I'm sure they can figure it out.
I mean, she could share a bed with Nick, right, Yael?
Shut up. She will share a bed with Meisner.
I mean, at minimum, like Nick on the couch. Look, if I'm Nick, I'm burning that bed anyway.
Yeah.
He should move.
He really should.
that's not
He does need a bigger place, you're right.
They need a place to put the
Maybe
nursery.
Yeah.
Maybe if they clean out the trailer, like they could like spruce it up, like get some new siding in there, make it livable.
And put
I don't know, Adalind or Trouble, one of them could stay out
Oh,
there.
yes.
Adalind.
This place with no bathroom.
We're going to put the mother of my unborn child in a burnt out trailer.
In a secretive place that like the only person who
We're
knows
gonna
about
hide
it,
her
like-
in the woods.
Yeah.
I will
That's
deliver
where she
food
gave
to
birth
you.
last time.
I mean,
That was like a cabin. It was beautiful.
yeah. The Spice Shop has a cot, and that's better than
Yeah.
you're in this trailer.
I feel bad for any woman you impregnate.
Well, hopefully it's not like my enemy who I impregnate like accidentally.
Who's supposed to be with Meisner? Yeah, I agree.
Or what if it like Meisner like takes just long enough to get Diana back to them, and he walks in like the first time that they like get close. And he's like, what is this? I saved your daughter, traveled halfway around the world, threw a king out of a helicopter.
And I'm gonna raise that baby too. And then Nick. Then they have a fight. 'Cause that's Nick's baby.
Well,
He's like, take it.
Yeah. I
Nah.
don't want this.
Yeah.
I don't want
need
this
it.
trouble. I want that trouble. Yeah.
But not in that way.
She's too young for Nick.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's like his little sister.
Yes.
Although
Let's clarify.
this episode, seeing when they all go to the compound and it's all the guys in trouble, and I was like, yeah, like this is the gang. Last time we saw the 4 of them was when they were going for the frozen guys. Remember? They were the hibernaculum.
Oh yeah.
I think
So the last time we
yeah.
saw them was that, and I was like, oh yeah, with trouble it's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
we don't need to kill off anyone. I like this.
And
Yeah.
Wu coming out
Oh,
with like,
yes.
first of all, I think that might be the first time we've seen Wu in anything that's not a police uniform or a mental hospital outfit.
Yes.
I think we saw him once.
Yes.
When
When
he
he
was
had the cookie, right?
maybe, but also when he was at the bar, and he had the freak out.
I thought he was
maybe.
still in like a police jacket.
Maybe, and I think we've also seen him before he went into the
Either way,
Santa.
this was
We've
the most
seen-
awesome.
yeah.
He shows up
This
with
was-
just
All we
I brought
needed
this shotgun.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
we needed was him
Yeah.
with the shotgun, like doing one of the Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
like,
yeah, that was so cool.
let's ride. No, but it's great to see Wu back, and Wu's like truly like in on the team.
Yeah.
But like we've clearly gotten a shakeup of our Scooby Gang.
And I like what we have.
Yeah. Well, just speaking of what we were talking about with Adalind, we had one interesting comparison from at Rave New, Raven U, I guess, who was suggesting that basically the comparisons line up to be that Nick is Buffy. That's more obvious.
Yeah.
But Adalind is Spike and Juliet is Angel
So Juliet will
in this
come back.
comparison. Because, well,
Damn it.
it fits though, doesn't it? Like if you're gonna have a comparison, like it doesn't have to follow the exact
Who's-
same formula, but it
Who's
fits.
Meisner?
Oh jeez.
It's just if we're gonna make the comparison, where does he fall? Yeah. So no, the comparison
He's
doesn't
Xander.
fit. You shut your mouth. Xander just got arrested a 3rd time.
That's the actor. We're talking about
I'm just
classic
saying.
Xander.
All right.
Classic cute Xander.
Yeah. You can
Alright.
be his Willow.
But I like the comparison because of the like this sense that Adalind sort of is like gonna need to redeem herself, and I think she's slowly realizing the right way, like what's wrong and right in this world.
I mean, I think now that she's human and stuck human, right?
No,
It's not
not
permanent.
Temporary.
Oh.
Yeah, she even said that. Yeah.
She'll be back to full Hex
Yeah.
and Beast by
Right.
next season.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, it would have been compelling if it was permanent, considering how much trouble she went to
Yeah.
get her powers, but meh.
Meh.
Ricky Ra says, "Don't insult Angel like that."
Oh.
Oh.
Does
that mean Juliet's getting her own spinoff?
Nice.
yeah.
The vet.
Juliet in trouble.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, so there was a moment with Monroe-Rosalee where they were kind of going, if I never do a bunch of things ever again, it will be too soon. Do you guys think that at some point they're going to get tired of being part of the gang and, like, decide that they want to live a normal life?
I think yes. I think once the baby comes, there's gonna be all this. Meh, I want a baby too. We should start a family. It's time. Blah blah blah. Bull.
They do a little bit of the like that like in this episode when they're like
Yeah.
sitting there with the wine, like
I like that. The
yeah,
phone.
to something.
Yeah.
But also,
How many
like,
times does that happen?
when we have
it's too far
Rosalie
away.
talking to Bud about what you think they're gonna get married and how live together. What are they gonna name the baby? Like that kind of thing makes me think that Rosalie early next season is gonna be like, we should start a family and get out of this business.
Yeah, I mean, they hinted at it in the fertility episode where they were pretending to be a couple.
Right.
They're not pretending to be.
Or they could just they could easily do another. I mean, the problem is that like with Adalind now being pregnant twice, the pregnancy plot lines are a little like on this show. Fans are starting to get a little like, "Ugh, more babies.
Because our fan base is a bunch of young single people who are like, well, no, we don't want to think about kids right now. We want to kill demons.
Right.
Well, the thing is, like, we've done pregnancy twice now.
Yeah.
To do it immediately a third time.
Yeah, but it would be different. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be an accidental pregnancy. It would be them trying to have a baby to get out of the business. You
Yeah,
know?
it's not necessarily them actually. They don't even have to get pregnant. It's
Yeah.
just them deciding that they want a family, which changes your whole perspective on things.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the spinoff. The Fox and the Hound.
Stop it with the spin-off.
Shut up. I want to talk, speaking of motherhood, there's a theory about Kelly that I would like to bring up.
Okay.
Okay, this is again from Michael Berry, whose theory is that Kelly isn't actually dead. And here is the theory. Because as we recall, shut up, both of you.
I'm sorry, I just imagine her body running around the street.
So, as you may recall, Diana could make you see things, right? She could make you hallucinate, and she's telekinetic. We see that not only when she was a baby, but with the stupid castle blocks.
Yes.
We have Kenneth say before he dies, I heard Grimms were badasses, your mom was a letdown, right? Then we have this conversation where Monroe is saying, I can't believe Kelly got killed. Rosalee asked Trubel if she was there when they found the body, and she said, yeah, but it wasn't the body. I feel like
Yeah.
all of that, you put all of those little breadcrumbs together, and maybe it was a... Remember the log that Adalind found? It was like a log, but she thought it was the baby.
Yes.
I think it was a Diana thing.
I mean, Diana's a genjutsu specialist, but hallucination specialist.
Thanks. Can you references we know?
No. But I don't think that she could go so far as to maintain this giant illusion that, one, they killed her, have the box stay there once she's gone, and then, like, beyond that, like, everyone, there's no indication that Kelly is anywhere else. Like, I don't think that she's powerful, but she could never maintain that for that long.
We don't know who the other person in that helicopter
That's
was.
what I was going to say.
I don't know. I'm with you, Tor.
But that being
Shut
said,
up, both of you.
I kind of, to be honest, like, as much as I like Kelly's character, I really hope that they don't do that, because death on shows like this gets so cheapened when you do stuff like bring people back. Like, we already brought Renard, basically. We literally brought him back from the dead. And I know that we never really thought he was dead, but if you do that too much, it starts to be not threatening.
Yeah, but Kelly also has faked her own death before.
That's true.
And she didn't put up a fight when they were taking her down or whatever. I just think...
I think the idea was that they caught her off guard.
yeah. They
She's
busted-
also...
And they kept mentioning it, like, oh yeah, she would have trusted Juliet with her life. Oh, she would have thought it was safe. And so it's like, oh yeah, she walked in and was like, oh, and dead.
Yeah.
It's a good theory. I like it.
Also,
I don't know.
behind the scenes...
Right, she's
Yeah.
in that other pilot.
But
Regardless, that show
also,
wasn't going anywhere.
I don't like the box thing. I think was just a callback to when Nick sent that head to them in a box. Remember, he mailed them a head. I think it was like, oh, here you go, payback.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that? He killed one of those like
He sent
crazy
it to
panther things.
to the Reapers. He sent them the one of the snow leopard.
Yes,
lesson.
yeah.
The snow leopard guys.
They were cool. They had those crazy.
That's what they are, snow leopards.
I mean, Princess Leia says, I want Kelly alive.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean,
The idea of her doing an illusion with everyone in the room, that's one thing. But yeah, maintaining this crazy illusion while she's across town, that just seems too
Ricky Rouse says,
powerful.
Kelly has a double, question mark?
I mean, the actress clearly had a double because they couldn't get her for that
Kelly's
episode.
twin.
Relevant.
They're going to start doing the soap opera twin thing. Juliet's
Right.
going to come back as...
It happens.
I'm your secret ex-girlfriend's twin.
But really, I'm your sister.
We're going to call her Juliet.
Newly.
I had cruel parents.
Do you guys have any big favorite parts from this episode?
Then
Yes.
Aunt Marie comes back.
Well, that we haven't.
It's a stupid question.
What was that, Dylan?
I said, when does Aunt Marie come back? If they're bringing everyone back.
I had a very awesome favorite moment.
Well, we talked about that at length. Anything we didn't get to talk about?
Shut up.
I mean, I guess My favorite we kind of touched on was just everyone getting their weapons and just murdering everyone inside of that mansion.
Yes.
Ah, man, all those fights were great. I love that Hank had his own moment where
Yeah.
he killed Rispoli. Great fight. All the great fights. This is what I want the series to be all the time.
Yes,
I don't even
me
want
too.
any dialogue. I just want fights.
Yes.
I
Fights.
would love if this episode became the model for next season.
They did say, I think they were interviewing the creators, and they did say next season would be darker.
Sweet.
Nice.
I just hope they move away from. We say it every week. We want them to move away from the story of the week. We want this to be the meat. This was a great episode.
Yeah.
And the first, I feel like the half season mark, that's where we also had like a lot of episodes that were just a lot of really great.
Yeah, these last two for me made up for the 5 ones before it.
Right.
I was like, they were good, but they were kind of dragging on, and then I was like, come on, and in these last two, I was like, okay, that's it, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Keep this pace.
We didn't talk about Agent Chavez.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the big ending.
The big ending.
Well, I wanted to wait till we get closer to the end here, but yeah. Wow, that was we got a little bit of a hint when Trubel gets the phone call. He's
Right.
clearly lying to Bud.
I don't like when anyone lies to Bud. Poor Bud.
So can't tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that said, Bud should always be lied to because he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut.
That confused me because when she was on the phone, it was kind of like, yeah, we're working together. I'll call you back. You know, it was one of those things. But then at the end, it's get her. Like, what?
I thought they were talking about Juliet.
I
When
think
they said
they
that.
did it on purpose so that we don't know who they were talking about.
Right.
Oh,
To me,
maybe.
To
Maybe they
me,
would.
I'm still they're working together. It just
Yeah.
that fits. We know that Trubel sort of was leaning that way last time we saw her, so I think it makes sense that she is.
That just seems very epic for get her, and then they run and they go, oh yeah, she's good.
I told you we should have taken 5th Street.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think? Like, what's going through your minds as far as what is happening here? Like, why are they there?
I mean, I when I had watched it, I had assumed that Trubel, yes, was working with them, but she had gone on the lam, and so they were trying to. I mean, because I assume she has real sensitive information, so they didn't want her
To get
kind
too
of-
far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after she avoided the phone call, they were like, "All right, we got to go get this girl, and make sure she's on our side."
Bring her back.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Right.
Same idea. I'm just. What are those people? I can't remember what they said they were. They were like a task force of like Vesson, and they wanted her to come on as a Grimm to help them like hunt down what?
Bad Vesson.
Bad Vesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she does that on her own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think she could use a little bit of like,
Guidance.
Yeah, guidance.
Helping hand.
I guess the idea is
Structure.
that is they're more of an organization, so they have more resources.
Yeah. True.
They're sort of doing the work of the Grimms in the modern day in a way. It's like self-police.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Probably because there's not a lot of Grimms left.
Right.
I would love to get more into
Yeah.
that. Like, where, are there lots of Grimms? Are there not? We know that there are more out there, but we don't know how many or why they're so spread thin. It would be great to learn more. So we're running low on time here, and before we wrap out, before we do official predictions, I want to talk, let's do some quick iTunes shout-outs, because, guys, you're the best.
Yeah,
You're
you guys
the
are.
best fans in the world. I love you guys.
I was like, best fans what?
I don't know. I couldn't
Ever?
decide.
The
There's
best fans.
Yeah, they're the best fans, and I couldn't even come up with a qualifier. But I want to make sure that throughout the summer, make sure you're still going onto iTunes, hit us with a review, hit us with a rating, because those ratings still count. They still help, especially over the season, because as we get into next season and we want to try to work on some more guests, we had some fantastic guests this season. If you go back, we had Brian Letcher, we had Claire Coffey,
We did have Brian Letcher.
we had Bree
Turner.
Turner. Thank you.
I was like, you know
was-
her name. You definitely know her name.
Yeah, that's why do you think I stumbled? It was it was fantastic having them in the studio, and we were trying to work out some more stuff for this season, but your reviews will help us next season, so keep going on there throughout the season, and next, when we come back at season 5, and you better believe we'll be back, we'll give you all the shout-outs, but I want to give some shout-outs now, because you guys got us to 101 reviews.
We got 101, guys. All right.
Nice.
Calm down.
And stick around because I figured out what the name of the snow leopard vesson is, and I'm gonna try to say it afterwards.
So just another chick 123 said, "Oops, I accidentally posted my first review on the wrong podcast site. To make up for it, I'm leaving a second review here.
Nice.
Thank you. This truly is the best Grimm podcast." Hershey Killer said, "Grimsters, 5 stars. I really like this because I geek out whenever it's over, and the podcast helps me out a bit." Totally Addicted 05 said, "Great, 5 stars, rock on." That's how simple it is to leave us a review, and you get a shout out. Fuji27 said, "Awesome Grimm companion show, 5 stars. Grimm is a great show and is the perfect companion show. Hosts are funny, informed, and they have great chemistry together. Aw, kudos, guys. Hope you get 100 plus reviews." We did!
Yay! Your hope came true.
Yeah. Hillagy, 5 stars. So good. I get it. I love Grimm in this podcast. Just when you think the Grimm fun is over, as the credit starts to roll, AFTERBUZZ still does great stuff in store. I feel like the crew can read my mind when it comes to their predictions and theories. He can. Super entertaining and on point every week. Keep up the great work. Beatka says, "Best Grimm podcast show." 3 exclamation points.
Dang.
5 stars. How would you like to listen to a fun, informed panel discussing Grimm? Wait, you can. These guys have great predictions that make me laugh. Let's go find Meisner. Okay.
We found him.
There's still more,
Wasn't far
guys.
away.
Yeah, I know. Guardium says top Grimm podcast, 5 stars. I'm mixing up words here. Awesome review show, always fun and super entertaining. Guest spots hilarious and great. Guest spots hilarious and great. More please. Always looking forward to the release of the show. Nafrazier, 5 stars. Love. There's so many.
Yeah.
Love Grimm, 5 stars. I'm writing this so you can get more reviews, but I do love the podcast. See how simple that is? All right. Oh my god.
And
oh
it
my
makes
god.
us
Oh my
awesome.
god.
Okay, let's just get
I
the names out
them.
there.
I lost them. Hold on. One more time. One more second. I'm sorry, guys. This is going to take me a while. Go.
All right.
All right.
pronounce that
I will read the rest after you finish trying
Yeah,
to say
just
this
give
word.
the name shout outs. We're running low on time here.
not.
But so I looked at the snow leopard vesson, the one of the strongest vesson that we've ever seen fight, because I wanted to try this one last time because there wasn't any new vesson names to pronounce this week, so I'm gonna give this one a try. It's a Flictroya. Flictroyu?
Keep going.
I do not remember.
I
this
believe it's a Flictroyu in German.
Tauri?
It's Kill Pipsibsibs.
one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a Kill Pipsy.
It's Paflictatroy.
Spell it.
Paflictatroy. It's even
No,
harder.
yeah. There's like 6 F's in there.
Say it again.
Paflictatroy. I'm way off. Regardless, the point is I'm not pronouncing it right, and I hope that we get some
called something else.
some crazy. I hope we get some crazy new best. That's courtesy of the Grimm Wiki. So.
Oh, okay. They
I
know.
wanted you to say it again. Okay.
Paflictatroy.
LC2 Sweet, 5 stars. Love this podcast. I'm sorry, your review's very long and beautiful, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
TDMVJJ says 5 stars. Is y'all aware that there's already someone named Yael Meisner? No, I was not. And that is the last one.
All right.
Sweet.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you guys so much.
Informative.
With that, let's go into some predictions.
What?
These are big predictions.
As if we haven't been doing
Your
it.
AFTERBUZZ TV prediction.
Yael, what do you got?
Okay.
Okay.
So aside from the Kelly's still alive and the Juliet's still alive thing, aside from that, as we saw, Meisner was turning that helicopter back around.
Uh-oh.
He's going to see his beloved with her daughter. They're going to get together and leave town. all 4 of them.
She's gonna be.
I just imagine Meisner like hovering over Bud's house, and he descends the rope, but the helicopter just hovers, and he's like, "Come with me."
No, see, I see he comes to the door, just like pushes it open, like it's locked, and he just like boom. He's got Diana in the other hand. And he's like, "Hey," she's like.
And then his shirt just melts off.
Magically.
Look, Meisner's got some good shirt ripping abilities, but he's got nothing on Sean Renard.
It's true. He's well practiced.
Sean Renard has the best shirt ripping abilities of
poor
anyone in
shirts.
Hollywood.
Yeah, but guys, Meisner's back. I am so happy. I really hope you all know I appreciate all the tweets that I got through Friday to today, and that I was so happy. I really do think that Juliet and Kelly are alive.
I don't agree on Kelly. I think Kelly is dead and gone. I do think Juliet is alive. Until we see her head chopped off, severed at the neck, I will not believe that she's dead.
I think she might die for a minute, and then get clear.
A fool's death.
Yeah.
Right.
According to James Foran, Juliet is mostly dead. Love it.
dead.
She sits up. Fooled you.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think Meisner is going to be relevant next season, whereas this season he was only relevant in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Dylan, anything else?
I think Kelly's really dead. You guys are making me think that they might bring Juliet back, but I thought she was dead at the end.
I have to agree.
Shut up.
But maybe they'll bring her back if she is Angel. They'll bring her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm going to predict that Meisner gets shot in the face in the first episode of the next season. But beyond that, I'm also going to predict that I'm hoping that we meet like a council of Grimms that like has been waiting in the wings. I'm hoping that we get more of the royals stuff. Because, as you said, there are lots of implications to all the killing that's been done. And they've kind of implied that there are consequences in this last episode, being that, like, we dropped a lot of bodies and someone's going to notice. So, like, I think that now they're going to start actually, like, following up on the consequences of their actions, which will be nice.
Yeah. I love the idea of a Grimm council of some kind. I think next season we're going to see
An Elder Grimm.
Maybe. I was going to say the Vesson Council. I think we sort of got them teased a little bit this season, like just to like make sure that we're remembering that they're around. Same thing, we got checked with the keys to make sure that we're aware that they're still around, they're still active. It's not like the coins, like those sort of just like went away.
Yeah.
And like somebody like put them in the middle of the ocean somewhere or something. And that's fine. The keys, we don't know their story, and I would love next season to be the time where we get deeper into that story, because I think that could really open up the story, the backstory, what's the word I'm looking for? The mythology of all of Grimm that could really give us some deep explanations that could be a lot of fun.
Speaking of all of those groups, I hope we learn some more about all of these groups. Like, we have the Royals, the Council, the new people that show up, the Resistance. There's so many groups. What are they all doing? Like, why didn't the Council ever go against the Royals or vice versa? It's the same way that
we as human beings have all these different groups. Like, we tend to faction ourselves off. So they have their political system. They have their outliers, which are like the Vesson Rhine. They have their like religious council, which is like the Vesson Council. Well, I guess they would be more of the CIA of the Vesson world. So like, we have lots of groups to keep account of, but like I see that as seeing them more as ingrained in the world itself.
Sure.
So
Nick just needs to learn to ask some questions.
Yeah, he doesn't do that.
Trouble is back, and she is the one who does.
So that's good.
Yeah.
She asks questions. I mean, hopefully this little Vesson group she's working with will like give us some more answers into that.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope that Trouble is there all season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I predict Trouble is back for the rest of next season at least.
Sticks around.
Yeah.
I think that's a good...
Dual machetes.
I'll tell you this, though. I really believed that they were going to bring back Meisner just to kill him. I really thought that. And so the fact that they didn't gives me hope.
Yet.
Shut up.
They're going to stretch it out for you. Just for you. The writers are like, oh, we're going to show that girl.
This is going to be great. She's going to think he's back, and then we're just going to kill him. Just chop off his head.
Yeah. The helicopter goes down in the first scene. Why? Only the child lives.
Shut up.
Well, all right, guys. I think that's going to do it for season 4 of Grimm. Thank you guys so much for joining us all season. You have been the best fans. You are awesome fans. This is such an amazing show. Thank you to my panel for being such a great group this season.
Yeah, thank you for leading us, sir.
And I will continue. Dillon Chance, if people want to keep up with you this summer,
I'll just
can they?
follow me on Twitter, tweet at me on Twitter. That's basically where you'll find me. At Dillon Chance.
I was like, you're going to tell them what that is?
Yeah, sure.
You can find me online at yael.tv. This summer, you should keep an eye out there because I will be attending a handful of cons, so there'll be some really good stuff there. And if you are in London next weekend at London Comic Con, you better come say hello. That's what I'm going to say. You have to come say hello. Also, you can tweet at me and talk about Meisner all summer long at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL.
Sweet. This summer you can follow me and anytime on Twitter at Tauri J. It's TAURIJAY. That's it.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter at ThatZachWilson, ThatZachWilson. Right now I'm wrapping up we're doing the last few episodes of Daredevil over the next month or so. So check that out Wednesday nights. I'll be attending, speaking on a panel at Helicon with Yael and in Oakland.
Yep.
So if you're in the Oakland area in mid-June, be sure to come say hey. And this summer, check out. Be sure to keep your eyes open for The Leftovers and some other shows that I'll be on here at AfterBuzz. Guys, I'm Zach Wilson, and thanks for geeking out with us.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.